Have you ever wondered why some speakers seem to captivate the audience while others just seem to put everyone to sleep? The main difference is your rate of speech. Whenever you're speaking too slow, you can actually lull your audience to sleep, and there's science behind this. But if you're talking too fast, people won't be able to catch up to what it is you're saying and won't be able to absorb your message. I'll give you an example. Hi, everyone. My name is Arlen Robinson, and I am going to be teaching this lesson on your rate of speech. Now, let me switch it up. Hi, everyone. My name is Arlen Robinson. Today I'm going to be talking about the rate of speech. It's going to be a great lesson that everyone is going to be able to dive right in and learn what I'm saying. See the difference? The first one, you were probably checked out. You just didn't understand what I was saying and were probably ready to go to sleep. The second version was super fast. That version, you probably couldn't really keep up to what it is that I'm saying. Now, your rate of speech is something that can, of course, be controlled, but there is science behind it, as I have stated. The science behind the rate of speech is that your brain is going to be looking for certain patterns. If it detects a pattern that it's familiar with and it knows what to expect, it's going to check off just like that. That's why you need to vary your rate of speech. The brain also will know if the rate of speech fluctuates. It's not going to know or be able to predict what's going to happen next or what information or message is going to be coming through because the rate of speech is varied. That's the science behind it. So, what you need to do whenever delivering a speech is make sure you vary it. Now, varying a rate of speech can be done several different ways. You can vary it by putting specific emphasis on certain words, just as I did there. As you saw, I slowed down when I said specific emphasis. That was almost like a verbal highlight, and it brought attention to those words, specific emphasis. Whereas if there's pieces of information in your speech that don't necessarily require specific information or emphasis, rather, you can speak a little bit faster. So if you're describing details of the story that don't necessarily mean a lot to the actual message of it, and let's say you're just describing, I got in my car, I started it up, and I was getting ready to get on the highway, something like that, details that don't necessarily have a lot of weight on the message, you can speak faster while describing those things. The main thing is to vary it. So, an exercise that you can practice with rate of speech is pick any passage, any book, or any passage of text, and just put highlights throughout it. So you can pick a specific line or specific sentence where you want to slow down. And maybe for that, use a yellow highlighter so you can highlight that sentence in yellow. For a specific sentence where you want to speak faster, maybe use a green highlighter and highlight that. And just go throughout a page of a book or just print out a passage from online of a story and highlight it with yellow and green and begin yellow to slow down, green to speed up. And then just practice doing that. If you'd like to practice putting specific emphasis on key words, you can also do that. Maybe get a different color highlighter and bold it in maybe like a light blue if you'd like to put a verbal highlight on that particular word. Like in my example, when I said specific emphasis, that would be an actual verbal highlight that you can do. So if you can practice these things on a daily basis, it'll become more natural. The problem that most people have is that we're all kind of stuck in a default rate of speech that we've just been kind of programmed into us from a young age, that we just naturally speak at a certain rate. and it's not natural for us to vary it. So everybody has to practice this. Every single public speaker naturally has to practice this so we can get away from just that default rate of speech. That's the key thing here. If you practice this on an ongoing basis, whenever you give a speech, it'll just become more second nature for you to vary your rate of speech. So do these things, and this will definitely add to your overall toolkit of public speaking tools and skills.